This is the video lesson for taking charge of the writing process. And today, writers, we're going to embark on our final bend in narrative writing. And today I want to teach you that when writers are in charge of their own writing process, they look back over everything that they know how to do. They have their eye on their goal, and they gather all their tools together so that they can start to plan and draft their next narrative writing. In order to do this, in order to come up with a whole other seed idea and put my other work on pause, we're going to go back to our writer's notebook, and we're going to go back to the beginning. Back to when in our writer's notebook, we started some entries off at the beginning of the year, looking at collecting writing territories. We're going to look at our IMAP. We're going to look at our writing history, the good times and bad times, our narrative writing graphic organizer, and then important moments that matter, important people, important places, important moments that matter. And so what you're going to watch me do at first is I'm just going to start to go back and actually add in some other things that have happened in my life since the last time I've updated this, or things I just simply didn't remember to put in before. And so as I start this, I'm going to look at my writing territories. I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to put today's date, because this is the next time that I've updated this, so 11/16, since the last time we did this 2 months ago. And I'm going to start to look at this list, and my eye's kind of jumping around to see what kind of things can I put on my list. And one thing I jumped to is sports. So I'm going to start to list out my sports that I love to play. But then I'm going to list out a sport that I love to watch. Put watch. But then I'm going to start to look at this list and say, is there a story with one of these? And there's actually a story that goes with my volleyball. I actually, in high school, was cut from the team in this little dramatic event, which I'll tell you about later. But that could be a seed idea, a possible seed idea. All right, now I'm going to move down the list. I'm going to go back and pick something else off this list. I'm going to pick movies. So I've watched lots of movies, but one that comes to mind that has a seed idea attached to it is when my husband took me to see a super scary movie. And I had nightmares for weeks afterwards. And that could be a small moment story. And then I'm going to look down and maybe I'll add to this my pet peeves. One of my pet peeves is when Tyler tells me that I forgot to get him milk. Versus saying, Mama, can I have a glass of milk? Now that's really not going to be a seed idea, so I'm not going to circle that one. So you see how I'm going down this list, I'm trying to find seed ideas that I could actually make a story. A definition of a seed idea is that I can take it and make it a small moment story. One up here that I could circle is music. I love to listen to lots of music, but I have a seed idea of when I was driving down the highway going to college once, and I blew out my speakers because my music was up so loud. Whoops. Sorry, Mom and Dad. I just really liked that song a lot, and I wanted to sing to it. So that's a small moment story. So pause the video, go to your writing territories, start to add some new, circle ones that you can have as a seed idea. Now that you're back, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start to look at our IMAP, seeing what other things can we add to this. Looking at our writing history, what other things can I add to this? Same idea, pause the video, think about adding in new things to your IM, adding in new things to your writing history. Now that you're back, we're going to do the same thing with the last moments that matter. We're going to look at our narrative writing, seeing what things we can fill in here. Memorable friendship. I'm actually going to put Mrs. DeAndre here. All right. Heart. Memorable friendship, because this woman is amazing. She will stop what she is doing at all times to help. And that was really brought to my attention this weekend. An activity I was doing, there's a story that I could wrap around this. About Mrs. DeAndre and her ability to stop whatever she is doing to help other people. Oh, funny moments. I have so many funny moments with my boys, but definitely lately there's one of the boys in the bathtub with their superheroes. Because obviously superheroes need to take a bath. That's a seed idea, I could tell you. I'm laughing thinking about it now. So you get the idea. I'm going back and I'm kind of like hodgepodging, jumping back and forth to go to these graphic organizers to say what are the memories I have and what are the seed ideas I can add to it. So you're going to spend the first part of Writing Workshop today going back to your writer's notebook and adding to your memories, thinking about seed ideas. When you're done doing that, then you can unpause the video. But pause it now to do that. All right, now that you're back, now we're actually going to go to the back of our writer's notebook to the Create section. Okay, and in the Create section, we're going to find the next blank page, and we're going to label it with possible seed ideas. And so you're going to put today's date, and you're going to start to list out some possible seed ideas. And so I need to flip back. You're going to watch me as I flip back to say, what were the things I just wrote in there? Oh yeah, Mrs. DeAndrea. Stopping to help. My car speakers. That could be a fun story. I gotta go back and look what else did I write in there. I don't want to do the scary movie because that'll give me nightmares again. So, I'm tired of doing this high school one. I've always talked about that one. What could be another seed idea? I mean, I could do this when Tyler cut his finger, went to the ER. He lost his 2 front teeth this summer. Ooh, maybe I should do how he just recently lost his 2 front teeth this summer, and then he recently lost his bottom tooth. So I'm going to put lost teeth because there's multiple ones that we got going on now. That could be a possible one. Oh, that's probably my least favorite. So then as I look at this list, what I'm going to start to do is I'm going to start to say which ones are my favorites that I could probably want to use and which ones do I not want to use. This one's kind of fun. This one is kind of speaking to me right now, and I want to think about what do I know about this? What could be the lesson? So then over here I'm going to write life lesson. And what from each of these could be what's the story really about? And I have to think through what is my car speakers really about, the fact that I blew out my car speakers. Maybe having fun. I'm sure my parents wouldn't think that's a life lesson. Mrs. Danger stopping to help. This idea of giving. That's what that one could really be about. So take a moment to pause and now look at your seed ideas, thinking what could be the life lesson from each. And now that you're back, what I think you should do for independent writing today, what I think someone would want to do is before we take this through the writing process, we need to get this story on the page. Just start to play around with how would this story sound. So you're going to pick one, you're going to circle it, you're going to go now to the next blank page. I'm going to put today's date again, and I'm going to draft out the narrative. Now, don't forget about things we've already learned. So as you're starting to draft your first narrative, your next narrative, don't forget about the things we've learned with elaboration, the things we learned with organization. Maybe some of you want to do a story mountain to start. Maybe some of you want to think about doing a flashback to start. There's all these possible things that you can use in your toolkit as you start drafting today. Today, your goal would be to finish your quick draft of your new possible seed idea. Give it a go.